he's gone. Okay, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, ladies, for coming out. I know I had tons of things y'all could have been doing. I really appreciate everyone coming. And the reason, God, y'all just so pretty. Thank you. The reason I wanted everyone to get together was so we could all unify as sisters, all of us in the truth. And I know we all have different stories that got us here. Some crazy like mine. And it's just about everyone here does their own thing. They got their own business somehow. Tiffany's married, her husband's in the truth, you and I are engaged. And we have Tawana here who's been out of the truth and in the truth as well. Young Princess Ty here for the young people. And I want all of us to start mingling with each other and definitely call on each other for prayer because it's rough out here. I mean, and me, I'm just speak for me, I'm not the typical girl that hangs around females. And if I get a vibe, I'm just not gonna do it. I've gotten that vibe with none of you guys, you know, so it's like, you ladies, excuse me. And I've gotten like so much confirmation from y'all about everyone at this table, and I want everybody to be more open to each other. I ain't saying tell you business because I ain't for all of that. It's like just if you need prayer, I have had to call on Tiffany plenty of times. I've had to call on Tawana. Jamie has had to be there with me, and it's just like sisterhood is everything. And I just want us all to even start buying from each other. Simone, you have these wonderful bonnets and head wraps. Talia, she does everything from Sweets and Steam to your Cutie Pie. To Cutie Pie. Jamie is a lash technician. Tawana has her business.
Y'all brought some stuff, but I think I'm only gonna bring stuff. They said bring some stuff.
Yes, I want you to bring your stuff. It's okay, listen, that's fine. Everybody just get everybody's info, like, okay, so we can start buying and selling and trading amongst each other, you know, because this is, I hear you, this is what's needed, you know, so I'd rather it go to the root community first than outsiders, so we can all say, if I need this, oh, I know sister such and such got this, and sister such and such got that. Let's go to each other first, and if y'all want to exchange numbers, you don't have to, but you can. And I think all of us are Facebook friends amongst each other, I think. This is Simone, this is Tiffany. And those are their beautiful children. Ain't they cute?
Yes, they are.
Y'all gonna take some selfies. So I would like Tiffany to lead us in prayer, and then I'm gonna start just talking, and I'm gonna read.
I like to say it first.
Amen. Y'all wanna join hands? You might not, it's okay.
Toda Rabba Abaya. We say Toda Rabba Abaya. Toda Rabba Abaya. Abaya, we want to thank you for this day. Thank you for our life, health, and strength. Abaya, we come to you in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach ben Dawid, praying and thanking you for life, health, and strength. Thank you for the members of our limbs being active. Thank you that nobody had to get us up out of the bed this morning. Thank you that you did not allow death to come through our family this morning. We say Toda Rabba Abaya for bringing us through another week, Abaya. Abaya, we just want to thank you. You said when 2 or 3 are gathered in your name, that you would be in the midst. So we invoke your presence, Abaya. Abaya, you with your told self has kept us all week. You have remained to give us a place to stay, and shelter, and food, and clothing, and transportation, Abaya. Abaya, I thank you for all these occultes that are gathered in this circle. Abaya, I pray that you will meet the need for each occulte that is in this circle. Meet the need in their finances, in their physical, in their spiritual, in their mental, that they be made whole in every aspect of their life. Abaya, I pray for their issues, whether they are here or on the way or yet to come. I pray for them, Abayah, that you will continue to rise them up to be the line of Judah.
Yes.
And the ones that you are preparing an ish for, I pray that you will send each one of these sisters a righteous spouse.
Yes.
I pray and cover our children, and Abayah, that you will send our children righteous spouses at this time. I pray and cover them in the school, Abayah, where no death or harm will come upon them. Abayah, I pray that you will keep baby Yahya and baby Judah, Abayah. I ask that you will be Yah Rapha and heal their bodies. Abayah, we trust and we have great emunah. We have emunah me and more great faith that you will do these things, Abayah. Abayah, I thank you for allowing us to come together this Shabbat. My prayer is, Abayah, that you will keep us sealed until the day of your coming.
Yes.
Keep us marked, Abayah. Keep us covered, Abayah. Put the Holy Malachim out to protect us and be around us as we go out, Abayah. So when your destruction comes, we do not fit the description and will not be cut down as the wheat, as grass cut down, Abayah, as the tares, Abayah. Keep us marked and keep us sealed. Abayah, we all are going through some kind of trial or situation in our lives. And Abayah, we say, Yasha us, deliver us. Yasha us, Abayah. Deliver us from ourselves. Deliver us from our situations. Deliver us from our enemies, Abayah. Abayah, we pray against those that are oppressing us. Abayah, we ask that you put judgment on those that are oppressing us. Abayah, we pray for the 12 tribes that are scattered, that you would keep them, Abayah. Keep them as they strive for righteousness. We pray for the Gentiles that are grafted in, Abayah, that you will keep them as well. Abayah, you said if we keep our mind stayed on you, that you will keep us in perfect shalom. I speak shalom to every situation. We speak shalom because we know, Abayah, when we say shalom to one another, we destroy the chaos that is attached to our personal lives. Abayah, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this fellowship. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercy. Abayah, if we had 10,000 tongues, it would not be enough to praise you. Abayah, you inhabit the praises of your people, so we say hallelujah. 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 We were glad when we woke up this morning to come into the house of God, to give your esteem, to Baruch your Hashem, for you are worthy to be praised day and night, night and day. Abayah, I pray also that you will cover the men in the other room in there that are fellowshipping, that you will impart something in them, that they can impart something in the younger generation, so we can keep this thing generational, so we can be generational curse breakers and generational blessing releases. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Ben Dawi, I do pray. Amen.
Hallelujah. I'm going to be reading from the second Titus. Oh, not second. From Titus. Titus 2. Titus 2. And we're going to start at 1. Right there? All right. It says, but speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, and patience. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own, key word, own husbands, that the word of Yah be not blasphemed. Amen. Now I wanted to go there and read that because in my humble opinion, and anyone can openly correct me if I'm wrong, we don't have a lot of what the verse is talking about there, especially verses 4 and 5. And the sisterhood is damaged, it's broken, and to some's defense, and I'll start with myself, I don't trust easily. And a lot of the sisters out here that's I deal with the ones not in the truth. they're scared to come into the truth because they've already been, like we all have, church hurt, number one. And they don't know the difference between Christianity and the truth. And they don't trust people. And those are the ones that I like to focus on because I can relate to them. Now to the ones that are in the truth, some people just don't like crowds or things like that. So if someone can give me an answer to how or a better way or any suggestions to help get our sisters in, whether they be outside or inside of the truth, anyone suggest anything that we could do to come together. You know, I feed most of the time, but this year, y'all, has been very, very, very trying for me. And I couldn't stay at the hospital, and I didn't do what I planned on doing. And but we will be coming together soon to help do that with the homeless, and that's just what I do, and I know you two as well, and everybody, if there's any suggestions that anyone has, on what we can do to bring in more sisters, not even to just this ministry, it's just anywhere, you know, because we're all still connected by the blood, either way. So, does anybody have any suggestions on something that we could do to get more women in? Because without, I mean, no disrespect to the men, without the women, because we're the detailed ones, we're the talkers and, you know, emotional creatures, you know, so, sometimes too emotional. But, does anyone have any suggestions on anything we could do to bring more sisters in?
I do have some sisters coming at 11, so I've been talking to them as well. But, I know my client, I'm talking to her a little bit, she actually wanted to come, but she's gonna come today. And, I know the first time when I was talking about the truth, she was giving me like my head hurt.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm like, honey, it's in the Bible.
Yes.
Read it.
Yes,
So, hopefully we can get on board as well, so.
okay.
She wanted to come today, but she had to.
Understood.
I do have some people coming out.
Okay, absolutely.
I suggest more, I would suggest, I don't like to yell. Well, my nerves are okay. But, I would suggest like more female groups, like what we're doing now. And like you said, like you bring people in that has crafts and everything. Like maybe we can get more people that can relate that way. And then also from the
Okay. Anybody else?
I personally feel that we're gonna have to have a balance. I feel like the awakening has been tarnished, because anytime you tell somebody something about the truth, you see the camps. You automatically see that, and I've seen so many people that have been turned away by their delivery.
Yes.
And then even in the Hebraic assemblies, because I've been to a couple, you either gonna have truth and no spirit, or spirit and no truth.
Absolutely.
And you got to have balance. It's gonna be hard to bring a lot of people over because everything that we learned in the church was not learned. You have to have a balance, like the Most High dealt with us. He went to our ignorance, but he dealt with us while we were still in the church. He still answered when we prayed.
Yes.
We still felt his spirit.
Yes.
You know, he still was delivering and healing, but now that we know the truth, we don't have to have an atmosphere that is conducive for people that are going through to praise and worship and cry out to the Most High.
Yes.
And maybe because the Spirit may fall on them and God may give them their personal language to talk to him, we can't look at it as witchcraft.
Exactly.
You can't look at everything as not witchcraft. And a lot of times when you speak like this, they say, oh, you are a Hebrew Christian. No, we are spiritual beings.
That's right.
The Most High wants us to worship him in spirit and in truth. We can't sit here and love and worship him on head knowledge. We have to have a personal relationship. So the body is going to have to see us active and praying, our children praying and crying out to the Most High. That's where the movement's going to stop, because the Most High said if he be lifted up,
Yes.
then he will draw all men unto him. It's going to be like, what are they doing over there? But They Hebrews, but they praying. They eating right, but they praying.
Right.
They Hebrews, but they righteous. They Hebrews, but they treating they sister and brother right. They gotta be
Yes.
something different, that we're not connecting with this worldly system. And I
Agreed.
feel like that's what's gonna have to be the big gung ho that's gonna bring
Yes.
everybody together.
I totally agree, and that's another thing, because, and this is no disrespect to no one, because not everyone, like you said, it's, majority is the camps.
Yeah.
It's not all of them.
Yeah.
You know, it's some righteous brothers and sisters in these camps, you know, but it's just so many that give us a bad name, because like you said, like, a lot of coming up in church, listen, that's what saved me. I don't care what anyone says to this day. I learned how to worship,
Mhm.
I learned how to sing, I learned how to be humble and serve in the Christian church. Now that we have the truth and the knowledge, we just have to bring them together. And I think everyone here has their own special thing that Yah has given that can be used most definitely to bring the sisters in. The men, they can, you know, do that as well. And I'm not even saying you can't bring a brother in, because it is what it is, but we know our place, you know? So it's like, we can't go out here, you know, trying to be men. That's not what we're doing, and I don't like people that say that, oh, we're trying to lead it. That's not what we're doing. We're just here to evangelize and to help. So I think, us coming together and, meeting and keeping in contact with each other and, just fellowshipping, whether it be, hey, how you doing, on the phone or a text or whatever, whenever we can meet up and, come out to get the sisters and, bring them into the truth, because it's very, very, very important. Now Tiffany, I would like to start with you if you don't mind. You are, because you many hats here, like, you are the mother, you know, and your testimony with Judah alone will take up this whole session, but like, you are the wife, and you know, we all have been outside and inside of the truth. So I just got, my first question to you is, I know, but to share, how did you end up coming into the truth?
Okay. So, been in Christianity for 34 years. Family is full of ministers, so.
Yes.
That was just driven. My mama reared us from kids of being a prayer warrior, teaching us how to travail against the enemy and praying, and like, that's just been reared up. Like, some people with singing, praying has
Yes.
been like the thing of our family. I had a prayer group that was going on for 3 years. We would pray at midnight every night. I never knew what the Shabbat was, never knew, but I always knew we prayed on Friday and Saturday because the Most High told me to pray.
Yes.
So I didn't know. So every time I would go to church, I would feel like my spirit was dying. And I talked to my pastor about it, and he was like, maybe it's, you know, maybe it's just you, maybe you just need to let yourself go a little bit more. So I began to start crying out. At that time, I was saying Jesus. I was saying, you know, show me the truth, because I'm tired. I'm tired of going to church. It's the same thing. I'm going in the same way, and coming out the same way. And I just got tired. So one day at work, one of my bosses had came up against me like hard for no reason at all. And I was sitting there crying, and the Holy Spirit fell on me while I was sitting there at my desk. So I went home and I began to cry to y'all my lunch break.
Yeah.
And y'all said, the more they oppress you, the more they afflict you, the more you grow. And he just kept speaking it. I've heard that scripture down through the years in church, but it never dawned on me until he spoke it at that moment. I was like, hold up, we the children of the Lord. So it hit me. So then he said, you got to go back to the old to understand me.
Exactly.
Now growing up, they told me that the Old Testament was for the Jews. So I personally never read it, because that was just like taboo, that's something you don't do. We had the white Bible with Caesar Borgia on the coffee table that you couldn't touch, you know what I'm saying? My mom was pushing 80, so I grew up old school. She had me older. And I began to read it, and when I began to read, I just started crying. So I repented, and then I started saying stuff like, we couldn't supposed to be eating like shellfish and pork. We grew up on that. So I went and got a big trash bag, and I started purging my house.
Yes.
I took out every pork, every shit, I took down every angel, every Bible that had a cross on it, I just purged everything. And my husband at the time thought I had lost my
Mama.
So I'm dragging these big bags out. He was like, what are you doing? I was like, we're some idolaters. We're just sinned against God. He was like, what are you talking about? So I started researching, because I didn't want to let go name Jesus, because I felt like, oh my God, if I let that go, I'm just letting go all my salvation. So I started reading and searching, and I found out that it wasn't Jesus, and it was Yeshua. So I called my sister crying. I had an apocrypha I was reading. I went ahead and bought like all these books and started reading. I was like, Tanya, we done messed up. The church done taught us wrong. And she was like, hold up, you're losing your mind. Mama's gonna have a freaking fit. She was like, you gotta show. I was like, turn to the Bible, turn to the Bible. So I was showing them how he wasn't hung on the cross. He was hung from a tree, and I was showing her Jeremiah 6:1, how we're not supposed to have any Christmas trees and stuff. So she started crying. She was like, Tiffany, oh my God, it hit her. So we took it to my mama, and she was like, what? Now it's kind of hard, because my mama is a minister.
Yes.
Like, she
Is it Mildred?
yes.
Yes.
She has been preaching ever since I have been a kid, so
Yes.
that was like hard for her to shake. So I set up an appointment to talk, for that, I started posting, like, all my church people were on my page, my pastor and everything.
Yeah.
So I started posting about Christmas was pagan and all this stuff. So I noticed when I started going back to church, I'm like, y'all, I'm teaching children's Sunday school, I'm doing over the children's choir, like, I need you to show me how to do this, because I don't know how to get myself up out of this.
Yes.
So I would go to church and the pastor would preach on me. I was like, okay. So I sat through that for 4 months, and I cried. I was like, yeah, I cannot keep being like this, because I knew that was unclean, keeping the Shabbat, then going here keeping, Sunday worship, and they didn't want you to teach the truth, but I went against all odds, and I still taught the truth to the children, and it sparked a fire. One of the kids was asking me what Santa Claus was, and I told them no. So, some of the parents wanted to, go lows, and the pastor was like, I protected you. I said, let them go, because I feel like if you run up on me, you better be prepared.
Right.
What you need.
That's right. It's gonna be the cost.
You know what I'm saying? So, that one Sunday, making a long story short, because a lot of stuff transpired in the church. That one Sunday, I had cried to y'all and said, y'all cannot do this. Give me a way out and make it so evident that there is no discretion and no confusion in my head that I need to go. So that Sunday I went to church, me and my daughters had our hair wrapped, and they was making jokes. I was like, oh no. Shiloh actually had on a prayer cap, because I couldn't find that. It was something, I couldn't find her something, so she had on a prayer cap, but it was, her clip had broke. So when we came out of Sunday school, I had taught them about the meanings of names, like how your name it has a meaning, and how it needs to bless by the Creator. So I was telling them, it's like, look who your name is, and your name will take on like 7 characteristics. That's who you become. Like, it's important about the name. So the pastor was like, oh, that's a good lesson. Teach them about the Shabbat. Like, if I would have had a teacher like you growing up, like, we wouldn't have had to go through all of this. I felt like I did a good job. So I'm sitting down, and he was like, I'm not gonna take the pulpit today. He was like, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Do what? So I'm sitting in the back with the kids, and so the members holler out, go ahead, Pastor.
Oh, wow.
I was like, okay, go ahead, Pastor. So, he was like, you come up in my church trying to start some trends, coming up in here looking like Muslims. You're gonna get your kids messed up. And then it's like, then you go get that too big prayer shawl for your daughter. It wasn't too big, the clip broke. And my sister was supposed to bring barbie pin to hold it down, but she forgot it, so it was still flapping. And he was like, you either for me or you against me. You come in here starting trends, and he just went on. If you want to eat, he said, I tell you like this: if you want to eat your pork, eat your pork. Wash it down with a Pepsi. Don't let nobody try to take Jesus' birthday from you. You celebrate your birthday. And then he started talking about how I was coming up against his wife, which I didn't, which his wife called me on the job about a Christmas play, and I felt convicted, and I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, but just know that my kids will not be touching no Christmas trees and
Right.
stuff, so he talked about that, he was like, he just said so much hurtful stuff, like my kids was like in awe, and I couldn't believe it. So my mama was sitting on the pulpit, and the enemy said,
Yeah.
just flip. And my mama from the pulpit did just like this, cause she seen my face like she already knew. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit this out. And
Bless you.
he just said a lot of hurtful things that hurt me, and that was the eye opener that I needed right there. That my time was up, because previously before that I had sat down and had a confrontation with him to go some stuff out of truth. I was like, Pastor, is it true that Saturday is the Shabbat? He was like, it is. I was like, is it true that we're not supposed to keep Christmas? He was like, yeah, we used to do Jeremiah 10 and one thing, but we do it for the children. So he let me know that he knew, but he was not gonna teach it because the people wasn't ready for that.
Say it out loud one more time.
He told me that he knew, but he was not gonna teach it because the people was not ready for that.
Yep.
And I told him that these are not your people.
That's
These
right.
are God's people, and you should tell them the truth and give them the opportunity to
Yeah.
decide if they want to
want
follow
to.
or not. Because I sit there for 10 years not knowing what a Shabbat was, not knowing that there was a certain way that we were supposed to eat. And I began to look around like everybody in the church is unhealthy.
Yes.
They got diabetes, they got cancer, they got sugar, they overweight.
Yes.
They all going through something, and I kept wondering like, why is he crying out to God and he ain't doing nothing? And then everybody who was called out on God was dying some of the most horrible
Yeah.
deaths, and I started to wonder, everybody was going to heaven and nobody was going to hell. But I think it really started when I was a kid, because I would ask my mama questions and she'd be like, girl, I don't know, you better go ask God. So when I got older, I brought this back to her, and she was like, what? She was like, Tiffany, you done brought division in the house. I said, no, you told me to go ask God,
Hey.
and that's what I did. So I brought back the truth, and I'm showing you what this is, and I left, and like, it separated my whole family. My whole family to
Understood.
this day is separated. The only
Understood.
person who is really running with me out of my family is my sister.
Mhm.
My mama, she keeps the Shabbats and stuff
Yes.
where she can, because her health is kind of
Mhm.
bad or whatnot. But as she has been out, and I've been praying, because she was still going to church,
Yeah.
I honestly believe the Most High allowed me to see. He afflicted her because you know the word and you're going against it. And not
Yes.
only that, you know, you minister
Yes.
of this word, and now my mama is starting to see it, because Yah has been dealing with her in dreams and visions, like every night, non-stop. And that's how I came to the truth, and I told Yah, now that you, and it was crazy because even though I wasn't in the truth, Yah allowed me to name all my kids after him, and I didn't know.
That was my next question. Yes. Yes.
Like, my daughter, her first name is Isis, but her middle name is Minya, which
Yes.
means my temple belongs to Yahuwah. Didn't know that.
Mhm.
Then I got my son, Isaiah, spelled Y-A-H,
Mhm.
Malachi Joseph. And then I got Shiloh, and the only kid that I was in the truth with is Judah.
Yeah.
And
Lord have
even
mercy.
Judah's birth and conception it's a blessing. I ain't gonna take up all the time. But this is why I say I cannot be where people say that the Holy Spirit don't talk and God don't talk, because I went through so much hell carrying that boy.
Yes.
And just a short story short, they told me that he was a blight ovum. To kill it, it was nothing but a missed abortion. On that table, y'all told me in my ear 3 times, don't you do it, don't you do it, don't you do it. I was gonna name Judah Yirmiah, which is Jeremiah in Hebrew. The Holy Spirit filled me when I was crying out to him, because I was going through a lot. And he said, Judah, 4th child, God be praised.
Yes.
And he said it 3 times. I said, what? Is you on woman what you want me to name this thing?
Mhm.
Judah, 4th child, God be praised. I was like, I never read this in the scriptures. And it took me back when Leah was unloved.
Mm.
And through that 4th child, she said, now I will praise Yah.
Yes.
So I cannot be where there is not spirit and truth. And I will not tell anybody that God does not talk to this about nobody in this dispensation,
Yes.
because that will be a lie and blasphemy, and I will not be held in contempt.
Come on, I know that's right, no blood on my
That's a
hands.
brief of my testimony. I'm moving right
All
along.
right. That's wonderful. And it's just like I sit back and I watch everyone. I watch all of you. And it's not to be nosy. Because I don't get down like that. And it's like I watch because when y'all tells me to move, I move even when I don't want to. It took me a long time to do this. I mean, you can ask Amanda. Like, it took me a long time to do it, and it's like, these ladies, they all have something. They all have something, and I want you to go to them. And the confirmation was in each one of your answers. Because no one ever said no. They was automatically yes. No matter what I need, I don't have to beg, fight, scrap for anything. And just to extend on Tiffany's story, like coming from a family of ministers, like it was my father. And before my father passed, it's been, I think, 12, 13 years. You know, my father was minister and associate minister at Amy Zion, I think it's called Zion Hill now, on the back road of somewhere down from the road. And they ostracized my father. When my father began to ask questions, right a little bit before he got sick, maybe a year or two before he got sick, he began to ask questions, and like my father was raised in the streets, we was raised in the streets, we from New Jersey, it was what it was, nothing could bug, it just what it was. So when he heard the same thing you heard, it's like you just hear it, you know, and we weren't even the truth. So to extend on that, you can't tell someone, oh, you're not gonna hear it because you're not speaking the Hebrew language or this and that. When he wanna get your attention, he's sovereign, he can do what he wants. He'll get your attention no matter where you are or what you're doing. And it's up to us to listen or not. So he listened to the call. You know, he got clean, he moved us here, right across the street, 403 Alva Drive. My granny lived there, and we came down, he became a minister, and it just wasn't working though. You know, so he began to ask questions. I won't mention names. It's the Shabbat, I'm not gonna mention names. So when he wanted to bring a truth forward about the name Jesus, it was said not to do. So he was like, it's just a question. Can we let the people decide whether they want to know or they don't? So they tell him if he did it, he would be kicked out the church. So he just left. He was like, I think there's more to it than what we're presenting. Maybe some know and maybe some don't. But woe to the shepherds that scatter the sheep, because I know plenty that will tell you to this day, we know.
Yeah.
But they don't want to lose this, they don't want to lose the money, they don't want the pews to be empty, they don't want to lose. But you're not losing anything. And when I promised my father that I would continue to look into it, you know, and he died trying to get this truth out, you know, and when he passed, I had a huge attitude with y'all. I didn't want to talk to him, I didn't want to talk to nobody, because 2 months after my dad passed, my baby sister passed, my niece's mother, Shajara. And I just didn't want to be bothered with him. I'm like, how am I coming into this and you gonna take him? This the person I got that, you know, has my back on this, and we, you know, coming into this thing, you know, and he was like, I don't know about Christmas, I don't know about Easter anymore. And he always called me Shaka Boom. Like Shaka Boom, he said, you just keep reading with me. I said, I got you, Daddy. My father's my best friend. You know, and I love my mother, but my dad was just my best friend. And when he passed, I didn't care anymore. I fought against everything. I even stopped going to church. I didn't care about nothing. I had a huge attitude, and I felt like everything was on me. But y'all use that, my anger, because it's okay to get angry. People tell you it's a sin to get angry. It's not a sin to get angry. It's a sin to do other things out of that anger. The Bible says get angry and sin not. But I was doing other stuff. So he used that one night, and he talked to me plain as day, and I heard him. He said, keep going. I was pregnant with an Asian. He said, keep going, keep going, keep going. I just kept studying, no matter who I was with, what I was going through. I kept studying. 2015, I said, that's it. That's it. I am definitely gonna keep going in this, but bringing it to the family. Listen, it's no easy task. Can anyone relate?
Yeah.
You know?
2015 was my year too.
Was it?
Yeah.
See, it's hard because you have everything working against you, but at the time you feel alone because we're here and we in this flesh here. And when I stopped celebrating Christmas, I stopped celebrating everything that I knew was contrary to the word of Yah. And listen, the backlash is real. And this is your blood, you know, so I'd rather go associate with some strangers on the corner than to be, you know, so it's like, okay, they'll listen to me, you know, and it's sad because it was the truth. I found more people willing to listen to me outside my family than in the family. So me coming into the truth, and I praise Father, I'll be out every day because my father, if it wasn't for him doing what he did, even though he died in the process, he planted the seed, you know, and from the time he was a minister when I was young, you know, my father transitioned very, very well. But when he started, you know, finding out certain things, it wasn't well received in the church. And there are people that do know. You can go to some of these pastors and be like, do you know what the children is? Do you know what the favorite verse, Deuteronomy 28:68? Do you know this? And they'll tell you, yeah. But what you want me to do about it? I'm not gonna lose my congregation behind this. This? So I encourage everyone to keep going because as it brings division, I mean, when Hamashiach he gets back, he said he's not coming to bring peace. He's coming with that sword. And we got that sword and we have to keep swinging that sword and we're not doing it to be funny or bring division, we're bringing truth. Truth brings what? Offense. You know, so either you can be offended or you can eventually let the truth make you free. Can I ask how you came into the truth, Mimi? Or how was your transition, rather?
She walked me into the truth. Like, she already know that. Like, it was kind of weird. I grew up in church almost all my life. When I was young, we went to a white white church. But they taught us well. Like, they taught us so well to when, you know, we moved and we start going to Mount Zion, when me and my brother, you know, was in Sunday school, they're like, how do you know about this? You know, how do you know about, you know, how you understand and I'm like, I was taught, this is what I was taught. I was taught to comprehend. But I say, what, 2018? Yeah, 2018. I've been knowing Sha because that's my ex-boyfriend's godaunt. She's my godaunt now. And like, she was like, you know, you need to get into the truth and I'm like, but I'm not religious. Like, I don't do that religious stuff and I don't even go to church like that no more. When I did go to church, you know, I was a musician. I played the drums. I think I was about 5 or 6 years old. And then I started playing the keyboard around 7 or 8 years old. So I did that like up until I was about 18. And even, you know, when I wasn't going to church like that, when I did go, that's what I did. But Sha was just, I don't know, she just kept talking to me and see me, like, when people tell me about, you know, the Bible and everything, I automatically, like, I can't turn it away because that's how I grew up. You know, that I feel conflicted doing that. So I'll be like, okay, now I'm gonna listen. All right. You know, I half listen most of the time.
So bad first.
I'll be like, all right, yeah, okay. And when like she started doing lives, like I tuned into the lives because she had facts, she had Bible verses. I'm like, okay, she knows what she's talking about. All right,
Hallelujah.
So, you know, I listened and I stuck close to her, and I was just like, wow, like I wasn't with my ex to be with my ex. I met my ex to meet her. I'm like, you know, you're the person I need to get in contact with. So, I mean, ever since then, like, she's always been on me, she's always been in my corner. Like, even she knows the situation I'm going through with my child, she's been there for that, and she's always, said, take heed to the Most High, seek the Most High, and I'm like, okay, Shy, all right, Shy, okay. Are you going to Shabbat with me? Man, I don't know if I'm doing it this time. I'll go next time. You going to Shabbat with me? Yeah, I'll go this time. And ever since, I just been going with her. I've been listening and trying to, stay on the right path. It's hard because I'm young and I have worldly friends. They're not as worldly as I would say, but, they're not in the truth. So it's difficult talking to them.
Yes.
And every time you see me, this is who I'm with. Because I'm like, I need to be with someone that's in the truth. And someone I was just talking about this last week. I need to be with someone that's, in the truth. And, it's been a struggle because my people, my grandma's a minister. She's a mother of the church. My mom's a minister. And she teaches Sunday school and she does the praise service and all that stuff, and I'm like, Mom, the Sabbath's not on Sunday, right? Yeah, I know. Why you still going then?
Yeah.
Well, because what? Like, what you mean?
Yes.
And I'm like, man, okay. And I sit and I talk to my girl, I talk my grandma's head off like every time. I be like, Nana, like, did you know that Christmas is a pagan holiday? What? Yes, it's a pagan holiday. It's not a real holiday. New Year's isn't, Valentine's Day isn't, Easter isn't, none of these holidays are real holidays. Like, well, and I'm like, but Nana, it's in the Bible, like it's not true.
That's the part right there.
It's in the Bible. And like, I got introduced to Lavender through Shop, and I would look on his lives and like, yeah, I'd be like, wow, like that first stage, wow,
Yeah,
wow, like,
absolutely.
what, like, what? And I just, I'd be shocked, like, wow, he's actually in the Bible, and that's why I tell my grandma, they coming from the Bible.
Yes.
They coming from the Bible. They're not lying. It's in the Bible. And she'll listen, but they still do what they want to do. And I mean,
And we have to pray.
yeah, we have to pray about that. And I mean, it's just different. Like, it's hard converting from not eating pork, 'cause I like pepperoni. I love pepperoni.
Listen, crab legs was my thing.
I thought, you know what I'm saying? I thought shrimp would be the hard thing. Shrimp isn't hard, but pepperoni pizza is hard to get away from. Yeah, but I had to like really just stop. Like, I used to work at Food Line. I used to buy shrimp all the time, all the time. I used to just indulge in it. Every time I got paid, go give me some shrimp.
Yeah.
I found out there was sea roaches. I'm like,
yeah. Then I sent her that thing, and she was like, "This is not true." Yes, it is. Read it.
yes.
In their body
And then, what I'm saying, not only that, like, it's Leviticus. I forgot what chapter it is. I looked at that, like, something told me to just go there. Whatever Bible verse I pick up, I look at it, and I was like, swine. Oh my God. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, liquor. I'm just looking at everything, and I'm just like, wow, this is literally in the Bible. I've literally been sitting like, oh my.
But that's why it's okay though, because once we find out these things, then we come into repentance and we can, ask the Most High, because ignorance, we didn't know. You don't know, but once you come into it, then you're held accountable. And that brings me to you, man. It's my baby. Like, Tally was 20. How is it being so young? You have so much going for yourself. I think your mother and father have done a great job on you, raising you and your brother. And I'm biased to your mother, sorry. I just, because she's taking care of my child, you know, she's, a nurse, and Tawana, when I first met Tawana, it's like, I didn't even know Lavender that good yet. And, this is when I like really first started Juice Culture. We met at the office, she was like, she seen me with my shirt on, my Juice Culture shirt on. And she was like, is that your shirt? I was like, hi, you know, I'm shy. She didn't ask me who I was or nothing. I've been looking for that shirt. I know somebody named Shirley, that's my aunt. And I was like, well, and it just, I mean, y'all is so amazing because, she ended up being my daughter's nurse. And, you know, we were just, I wasn't all into, it like I am now, the truth like I am now, and just wanna talk about the truth. Little Van, I'm like, oh, I'm friends with Van, you know, yada, yada, but we didn't know each other like that, you know. But it's like, and she would talk about you all the time, you and Jack, you being little princess, and I'm like, she does all of this, and she does what? So, when I met you that day, and I got the biggest, when I hugged you, listen, it was the spirit, oh my God, it was just amazing, and I'm like, this girl is something else, and she's gonna do so much for the kingdom. This baby has, I'm sorry calling you a baby, I'm 38, you know, you have your, you speak for yourself what you have going, and your company, and what you do, and I just want you to answer this one question for me, being so young, are you accepted amongst your friends, or how is it? What do you go through? Do you want to tell the truth, or sometimes is it easier for you to just be quiet about the truth? Do they make you feel a certain way, or you know where I'm going? Okay.
Well, first of all, ever since I came into the truth, well, like even with the holidays and stuff like that, wasn't really a problem because it's like more money in my pocket. You know?
Right.
Like, you gotta feel good. But then when it comes to like friendships and stuff like that, like to be honest, I really don't have any friends except just the group, you know.
Yes.
People, you know,
Yes.
Facebook and stuff. So I always to myself, and I really don't see a problem with it. 'Cause I'm kind of my own body anyway, so I really don't see a problem. But it's just that, and then when I do try to talk about it, of course you get that stare, people call me weird, or you don't know what you're talking about. There was actually this girl in my class, she's a little white girl or not, and I was talking to another black girl about it. She was like, yeah, I do agree about that. She said, I should start getting into the truth, like reading about it too. She said, I just can't put it in crab list, so she said, I don't want to.
That was my vibe.
She said, that's all she talked about. She was talking about it last week, but yeah, she was talking about that, and the little girl, she was at her computer, you know, I'm talking to the other girl, she jumped in. Well, all Christians aren't like that. I was like, that's not what I consider.
Right.
You know, creators of Christianity, they to be like that. You have people teach you their own ways, and
Mhm.
it's still not about my Bible or whatnot. But anyway, every time I come in contact with her, she looks funny, she feels me to put in her input, yada, yada.
Scoffers.
This stuff like that, but, whenever I have the knowledge of it, like I know, like, what I'm about to say, like, say for instance, somebody says anything, I'm able to like, remember that scripture, or consider like what scripture, or what chapter it is,
Yeah.
but I try not to, if I'm not really knowledgeable about it, I probably won't say anything until I come back with
Agreed.
more information like that.
It's hard being young, and listen, when I was 20, listen, Monroe knew my name, like, if I wasn't fighting, I mean, cause the guy I was with, I was just no good for me, and I was no good for him, you know, so at 20, like, I really commend you, because listen, like, it's not easy, you know, being out here and being in the truth, and, you know, you have your business going, and, that brings me to you, beautiful Simone. Could you just tell us and share your testimony about coming to the truth, and also promote your business?
Okay, well, when I was 5, my parents split up and my mom met a new guy that she married, and he was a pastor. He was the pastor, we kept the Sabbath, we kept the holidays, we kept, you know, we didn't eat pork, we didn't eat, you know, none of that, so, it was different. It was very different. I can remember being a little girl, because when I would visit my mom's side of the family, we would go, they sang everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, so we would go and I would sing, and I'm up there, but I'm not saying what they're saying, you know,
Yeah.
as a little girl. And it was strange, but I couldn't even make myself say, you know. So let's see. From there, my childhood wasn't the best, you know, I was everywhere, so. Long story short on that, when I turned, when I got out on my own, I was 17. I was dropped off at college with everything I owned, like everything I owned. So pretty much nowhere to come back home to, but you know. So of course I wasn't really like, I mean, I knew the truth,
Right.
but I didn't keep it. I was young, you know, so I was just like, well, but it was like the Holy Spirit would always deal with me. Like he would always deal with me, and I could remember being in places and I know I wasn't supposed to be there. Like I be with my friends and stuff, but I don't know why I feel so emotional.
It's okay, no, let them use you.
So I would be in places, but like I could see things that were supposed to be happening, but they wouldn't happen. Like, and so, I don't know, like, so I started working on Sabbath and everything. Like I knew, but I was convicted every time when I did it. And so when I was 22, I had deadly. And somebody offered my sister and I opportunity to paint a mural at a new daycare. And so we did that, but in order for us to do that, we had to do it on the Sabbath. So I had to clear my work schedule so I could do that on the Sabbath. So I did. So I can remember us being in there painting and everything, and I'm like, I took time off from work to come paint this mural. So why am I not taking this time off to keep the Sabbath?
Come on now.
Right? So, I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have anywhere to keep service, so I just, you know, I didn't.
Right.
But, I do know that after I did the mural, I didn't work on Sabbath no more, because I was heavily convicted. So, let's see, not too long after that, my mom had been speaking, we were going to somewhere in Rockingham. It ended up not being good. You know, you just can't sit under somebody and you know that they're not right. I mean,
Right, I agree.
so it wasn't right, so we stopped going there. I'm like, Father, I don't know where to go. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, so my grandma, which is my stepdad's mother, like I remember staying with her when I was little. Like, I didn't stay with my real dad's mom much, or my mom's mom much. But my step grandma, when I tell you a mighty woman in those times, like,
Come on.
and I would hate going to have to stay at her house, because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do nothing. We sit here and read all day, and you know, like, that's what we did, we read the Bible all day long.
Yes.
Watch TV, no nothing, if I watch TV, it's VeggieTales. And so, my aunt and my cousin, they would walk to the store, she was like, come here, little girl, you ain't going. And I'm like, why is she picking on me so much? But I don't know, when I grew up, I just still loved her, I loved her, and she started having service at her house. I guess my mama had, you know, told her that, you know, I wanted somewhere to go, and so she agreed, and we started having it at her house, and so we did that for a while, and it was good, and she kept saying, the Most High's gonna raise up somebody right through us. You know, it was just a few of us, and so she was like, he's gonna raise up somebody amongst us. So after her, another brother began to teach, right? And so my grandma has all these books, like she got the big Bible from way back when, before they took books out the Bible.
Yes.
But we've been knowing all of this time, the truth and all that, but none of this information came out until this moment. At that time, I probably was about, she was little, I don't know, early 20s. Early 20s. So, no, it ain't been that long ago. So mid-20s.
Okay.
Mid-20s. So, we started having at her house, and he began to teach, and all of a sudden, one day, he told us that we were the people of the book. Like I said, we've been in the truth for a long time, but we did not know that.
Wow.
We did not
What a
know
revelation.
that. And so it was like, since then, like a light bulb came on, and so, you know, my grandma, she pulls out another book that she had, and it was the whole thing on who we are, like the whole thing, like, and we were all amazed. So
Yes.
we move on, so he's digging, he's bringing out more and more truth, right? Well, I was all into it. Yeah, then all of a sudden I couldn't focus in service. I'm like, why can't I focus? Like, what is going on? Every service turned out to be about me and my fiance. It turned out to be about what I was dealing with at home and all of that. And I'm like, okay, so take heed to this. I'm writing it all down, And at first, I was into it and I would go to him like, listen, we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do
Word.
this. And he like, what? Now he has never tried to stop me. He has never hindered me in my
That's a
spiritual
blessing.
journey at all. He ain't joined me yet, but he has never tried to stop
Amen.
me. And so, I don't know, it even caused us to split.
Mm-hmm.
It
And my kids' father relationship as well.
because I'm listening to my pastor, like when I'm under somebody, I'm listening, because I believe that you're gonna guide me
Yes.
the way that I'm supposed to be guided. And so, after I finally realized, okay, I didn't even receive it. And then so I felt bad, like, Father, I'm not receiving your word. I don't wanna, be stiff-necked. I don't wanna be disobedient. I don't wanna, he teaching me this, but I realized that it wasn't that. It wasn't that, it was the Holy Spirit leading him at that time. It was him speaking on what he wanted to speak on for the sole purpose of splitting me because he wanted me.
Yeah.
So at that time, I'm like, you know what, Father, like, what am I supposed to do now? I have a girls mentoring organization, and at the time, I had a salon. And so, like, I've been going through this whole thing with the girls mentoring thing for a long time. I keep praying, like, Father, why can't I get this thing off the ground? Like, what is going on? I got the paperwork, I got this, I got that. I try to get this person to help me, try to get that person to help me, everybody always fall off.
Yeah.
They don't help me.
I understand.
And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, I'm just leave it alone. Now, in the beginning, he told me, this is what you'll teach, this is what you'll teach, but I kinda got scared. I was like, okay, you want me to teach kids the truth? Well, I don't really completely understand, know how to, so I'm just like, okay, I'll back off of that, cause everybody ain't gonna receive that, so I'm just gonna be here, I'm gonna guide them in this situation, I'm gonna guide them in that situation, but I'm gonna kinda leave you out a little bit,
Yeah.
So, met Tip at one of those events, not even knowing that, well, when I met her, we embraced each other and everything, and my sister came in and there was a whole different thing, it was like, hey, and I was like, don't know each other. This is my music daughter, and I was like, that's Tip. Never had met each other, didn't know we were related. So it just was like,
Yeah.
since that day, we have been like,
And
this.
so, well, I know that's
But
right.
not because I'm not the one that, I don't wanna speak to this, cause I'm trying to come out of that. But I would say I was shy. I didn't talk to a lot of people,
That's
unless
good.
I knew you, and
Right.
so, but I don't know, it was just
Yep.
instant,
Instant.
and we still to this day be like, how did it even happen? Until we went to our last service we went to, and he was, teaching on having a friend. Like, the Most High will give you a friend in
Yeah.
this journey, and I was like, we was looking at each other like, what?
Yes,
You
Mary
know.
and Elizabeth, y'all better stop it up in here.
Well, yeah, so,
All right.
so, back to the teacher, my grandma moved, so we started having service at my house. And, so eventually I was like, you know what, I can't do this no more. And I was scared, I called Tip, I was like, Tip, I can't do it no more, I'm having service here, but how do I tell them that I can't have service here no more? And then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna be stuck out here, I don't know where to go, and I don't know. So, I told him, and I was so scared, I told him that I couldn't have service there anymore. So I got from under that, and I was scared, like, I'm just gonna be out here, I'm just gonna fall back, I'm just gonna go back. And she was like, wait a minute, that's witchcraft, you scared to leave? Like, that's witchcraft,
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so I left and I started going with her. I went a few Sabbaths and I was like, man, this ain't it either. This is not it, like, I remember being on my way to service one day, because I used to lead praise and worship when we had it at the house, at my grandma's house. So now I'm going where she's going, and I'm having to sit down, so I feel like I'm not working, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do.
Understood.
So I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that, I can humble myself and take a back seat, because I don't have to be the forefront, you know?
Right.
So, but then as I'm listening to them sing and stuff, I'm not feeling nothing, and I'm like, okay. So one day I'm on my way to service, and, I wasn't gonna go, but I had told Tiff I was coming, so I was like, I gotta keep my word, so I'm gonna go. And so on the way, I remember being in the spirit, like I'm worshiping, I'm praising, as soon as I get there, like nothing, like I had to cut it short, cause I gotta go in here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so that was my last time going. So
Mhm.
I had just been staying at the house, and I just, like I said, I went back. I went to my sister's house to help my niece get ready for prom one day, and the guy that I was under
Mhm.
previously was there, and I'm trying to help my niece get ready for the prom, and he come in there, y'all about to iron something? Y'all about to iron? Y'all know it? You know it's the Sabbath, because I haven't been under him, so he didn't know what I was doing, what,
Yeah.
you know, we keep the Sabbath over here, you know, we don't do this and we don't do that, and I'm like, listen, the iron is up, nobody's gonna iron anything. My sister came in, my daughter trying to talk to her, my baby.
Yeah.
She at the time was 2 years old. You know they gonna talk, like, she wanna talk about everything. My sister was like, auntie don't wanna talk right now, it's the Sabbath. So you trying to get my baby to be quiet, but she can't say a word. So then my oldest daughter, she asked for a pen and paper, auntie, can I have a pen and paper so I can write? And she like, yeah. So she draws a house. Oh, is that a highest house? Because, you ask for a pen and paper and you can't, you're supposed to be writing, you're not supposed to be drawing, and I'm like, you know what? So at this time, in the living room, he's reading scriptures.
Yeah.
So loud. Who convinced you to turn back to sin? And, I mean, like, I felt like somebody was trying to put a curse on me. I was like, you know what, when I leave this house today, which is my sister's house, I will not be coming back, and so I don't go often, and it's very unfortunate, it's very sad, but anyway, it is what it is. I got a friend.
Come on
You
now.
know, I got a friend.
That's what we need, is
I got
sister.
a friend, I got a sister, and
Yeah.
so, not too long ago, like I said, we've been out there, and my grandma called, she texted me one day, and she said, I'm praying for you, right when I needed it, because like I said, I had, but anyway, she was like, I'm praying for you because I know who you are, and I was like, I needed that, because I have been feeling like, you know what, Father, what he said was true, I am just gonna, go back, even though I was fighting, but so, she said, I met some ladies and they want me to come to service with them, they're just coming out of Sunday worship, so they don't really know much, but they wanna keep the Sabbath, so I'm gonna go visit them, but will you go with me? I was like, absolutely, so she knows anybody gonna go, I'm gonna go, and so we get to going, and one of the ladies, we left the first day, and she said, before we left, she said, stop running, and I'm like, okay, and she just, no, seriously, stop running, and I'm like, okay. And she said, you've been running for a long time, haven't you? And I said yes, but I was like, okay, but it wasn't until on the way home that the Most High led me back to the house where I moved into my stepdad and my mom at 5.
Oh.
So that's how long, and so, but I don't know, I won't keep us too long.
No, we got
I still
to
got
go.
some more, but that's.
Well, this is why we all need to keep in contact with each other, because we all have like similar stories, and I was congregating with Tiff and didn't even know it at one point. Like, and I'm like, when I finally reached out to her and we crossed paths and whatnot, and she was like, that was me back then. And I'm like, put the lipstick in there. Girl, I was there a year, and I wouldn't go every Shabbat, but it's like I would be there majority, I say at least 2 after month and whatnot. And it's like, wow, it's like the Most High was working even then, so all praise to the Most High. And I thank you ladies for, contributing and coming. Y'all, everybody exchange, business cards and numbers and whatever. We're gonna go ahead and end so we can start Shabbat service. But I thank y'all so much. This meant a lot to me, and being obedient to the Spirit is not easy, but it's a must. So, Beth, you got anything to say? She's like, All right, let's end. Jamie, can you take us out? Just a quick break, cause we got.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We thank you for allowing us to have this service. Thank you for all the wonderful stories and all the blessings and sisterhood that's been bringing. Right? And thank you for allowing us to congregate together and get to know each other and help us to reach out and focus on bringing more people in this truth and keep us on the right path in your name.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, you 50 minutes. Yes, you did.